Welcome to part 2 of the Sega CD Sports Games. Now you notice these are going to be done just a slightly different way. You see, the last 5 games left are all a little more meaty and have a little more to talk about, because these are games that kind of couldn't have happened anywhere but the Sega CD, or consoles similar to it like the Philips CDI or the 3DO, that were focused on the FMV portions. All 5 of these games are Sega CD exclusives or relatively exclusive, and generally speaking are very different from what most sports games at the time were, which makes them a little more worth analyzing for that purpose. The first game we're going to start off with was, in fact, developed by Sega, and at the height of FMV, the idea was kind of brilliant. It was an idea of taking your favorite teams from their best eras and giving you the ability to make all of the play calls of all of your favorite players and watch it all played out through archival footage from the NFL. Now, at the time of when FMV was considered to be the future of games, this sounded like a brilliant idea. Not only that, they picked an amazing set of teams to go with. The first was going to be NFL's greatest, San Francisco versus Dallas, 1978 to 1993. This being known as one of the greatest rivalries of NFL's history, it seemed like a match made in heaven. The brilliant new technology of FMVs, the archival footage that football fans loved, and a new way to experience all this for gamers and sports fans alike. So how'd it turn out?
Like I said in the first part, old sports footage was sought after and very hard to find, basically only obtainable through videotapes put out by the NFL or NHL personally. So this had an appeal to sports junkies, as well as games fans for being a new way to experience sports through video game systems. Question is, was it fun to play? Well, let's take a look.
Here's the coin toss.
The game is relatively simple. You play a normal length game of football, but after picking your plays, instead of actually playing a game, you watch video clips from actual games that the two teams faced off in throughout the 15 years that they've borrowed clips from. That is the game. Basically, it's a glorified DVD game. Well, it does have a decent amount of footage. Even after just one game, I was already hitting recycled clips, which is basically the kiss of death to a game like this. Another kiss of death, and sort of an odd little pick, but the game is played in real time, unlike most sports games of the time that had a sped up clock, where each second in the game was actually shorter than a real-life normal second. This means even a normal game of this is going to take around a half an hour, which the game will have already mainly lost its luster by the time that game's over with, and that's only one game. Honestly, they basically do nothing else with this idea. It has super bare-bones presentation, and then the few extra features the game does have, like a mode that lets you try to clear specific scenarios, and also these like little random trading cards with facts and a little bit of voice dialogue about the famous players from throughout the years, is hidden in the options that you can only access after starting the game. And it never does anything visually on screen besides the box with the FMV and a scrolling field that shows your place in the field currently in the game. Even using the lens of 1992 standards, this is going to get boring really quick, and it's even worse today. The worst part is I don't even see how this appeals much to sports freaks. Since the audio was redubbed for the entire thing, it's not really fully authentic footage, and it takes away a lot of the value for someone who's really into the teams and wants to see these old clips played out as they were.
He's down. The kick is on its way, and it is good.
It really, at this point, would just be better off getting the VHS of highlight archive footage. It's an idea that is great on paper, but once you actually make it, it's just sort of a nothingness. To be fair, the rivalry of the 49ers versus the Cowboys is one of the most famous out there in football, and it actually came out at the peak again of these guys in 1992-1993. So the timing was right, but still the game offers so little value, and since they never made another game in this series that they clearly were trying to make, it's clear that everybody else didn't see the value either. The whole game just feels random as to what plays work and what don't. The clips are meh and generally aren't of super great quality, and there's almost no features of the game, and there just isn't anything to really sustain this game for more than one disc pop in before it goes on the shelf forever doomed to gather dust. It just ends up being another game that proved FMV was not the future of gaming, and this game really can only be recommended to the most hardcore of Sega CD collectors.
Still looking. Under pressure, and he'll be sacked.
Hey guys, thanks once again for watching one of these videos. If you like what you watched, as I always ask, there's a couple videos you can check out. The first one is over on Segabit's YouTube channel. It's my new episode of Hit Reset for Wild Woody. It's one of the more ambitious things I've ever taken on. I got the composer for the game involved, the original voice actor, and just a tons more. It's a really interesting look at a game that pretty much nobody else remembers or cares for, but, you know, I do. Secondly, if you come back tomorrow and check in with me, there'll be another new video in this line of sports titles that we have left to cover, and there'll be one every day for this week. It's something to give back for the fact that I kind of am slow usually when it comes to putting out content. I thought I'd try something a little bit new and different. So thanks again. If you liked everything you saw, or like just this video, consider liking, subscribing, sharing, the whole kit and caboodle, all the things you might do on the internet when you're watching videos.